Hello, welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, July the 10th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room, and this is the address to get into the room. Well, I'm going to quickly bring up a chart of the SPY. Now, you saw, a couple of days ago, I was talking about how we had a couple of red candle. This is a daily chart, so here's a couple of red candles, and yesterday we had a bit of a recovery. And then this morning, I mean, the SPY was just really started off down. Here's where it closed yesterday. This is a 5-minute chart. So here's where it closed yesterday, and you can see that it opened way down here. But in essence, it has been in recovery mode for the. Let me just get it over here. It's been in recovery mode for the balance of the day, which actually makes for a pretty good trading day. Makes for a pretty good trading day when you see something like this. You know, the big close yesterday opens way down here, but then it's kind of recovered all day. And the other thing I think, which is going to be gratifying, I suppose, if you're long, is that it didn't this candle, unless something happens in the last 10 minutes, did not close below here. So yes, it's another red candle. However, the seller or the buyers definitely took control. You look at this big tail down here, and it basically took control and drove the market back up. So what did I do today? Well, I actually traded in an exchange that I haven't traded in years, but I'll save that for a little bit later. But the first one I did was MEMP. Excuse me. Now, MEMP came from my pre-market list, and I've frozen this at 920s just so you can see the two that I'm going to highlight on or focus on. So MEMP. Now, why did I want to take a look at MEMP? Well, obviously, here's where it closed yesterday. So it was way down. It was up. You know, I started watching it right here, and I kept seeing it fall and fall. But what really attracted me to it was the daily chart. And look at all this consolidation or bottoming and consolidation, I guess, right at 22. So when I see a chart like that, I mean, of course, I'm going to think, well, it could easily just keep bouncing off 22. Now, there's no guarantee it could have gone right through 22 and all bets would have been off. But look where it bounced at. I think the low of this candle is 22.01. So it bounced right off here. And so that's why I wanted to take this trade. And so I actually took the trade right here at this level here. So it had the green candle and then another one. I thought, okay, maybe we're now in recovery mode. The market was starting to go up. Also, it wasn't continuing down. So I thought, okay, maybe we can it can ride the market a little bit. So I got in at 22.25, and when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, uh, this is the high of the pre-market, so 22.73. Maybe we can get up there, and if any luck, we can get, we can start to approach and fill that gap. It didn't happen though, and so what happened? What I did was I actually exited right when I bought it. But I would take that trade all day long again, just because of this beautiful bounce area for this stock. And another stock, it might have been a little more dynamic and it might have recovered quite a bit, but this one just didn't. Now the next one was SRPT. Now SRPT, this was crazy. SRPT, here's where it closed yesterday, and it's a drug company, and so they obviously made some kind of a news release, had a press release or announcement of some sort, which at the beginning people loved because look at this is again the pre-market. This is 8:30 in the morning, and people loved it, and it basically stock went all the way up to I think a high of 28.44. So from a close yesterday of 25.87, we're talking, almost $3, say $2.50, and people must have been euphoric. But the person who actually bought up here, I feel very sorry. Well, persons who bought feel very sorry for them because look what happened in the next 5-minute candle. Total collapse. Small glimmer of hope, down, down, and then another total collapse. I mean, this was unbelievable. I was watching this. I mean, I just couldn't believe how quickly it was falling. And you can see it's at the bottom of my list here. Now, I've frozen this at 920. So at 920, it was 1982. It was right in this area here, and it kept falling a little bit more. So I was going to watch this one. I watched this one at the beginning, right off the bat. Saw this little pullback here, and then I thought, okay, this has a chance because maybe this is tremendous overreaction to whatever the news was that it could bounce. The problem was I kept trying to get into it in this area, and I had a real itchy trading finger, I suppose, because I wanted to get in, but then all of a sudden the bid would go down to like 23, and the ask was 2037 or 2040. So can see what was happening. I mean, it was just the spread was just widening so much. And so when you try to get into stocks like this, it can be very nerve-wracking because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, sure, you'd like to think that it's going to bounce from here, but you just absolutely don't know. It could have just kept going down. But eventually the spread tightened up a little bit, and so I closed my eyes and took the trade at 2049. Now, I didn't know, I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to break this whole number of 21, so I took half out at 2097, and this is a little misleading here. This 2090, I took it out right there on this candle. Just wasn't sure if it was going to be able to break that whole number. And, sort of proud of myself for getting into the trade, but of course later on, I mean, this really I think it hit a high at 23.52. So I mean, we're talking $3 from my entry. So I left a lot on the table on this one, but again, it's a scary type of a trade, and it's certainly not for everybody. It's not usually even for me, but I decided I had to have a go at it. Now, before I talk about the last trade I took, I have to take a look at this CRM. Now, this um, is a stock that, now I don't know why this is showing up like this. Oh, maybe I have to, just going to put this on pause for 1 second. Hello, well, I don't know what's going on with this particular chart. I can't seem to adjust it the way I want to, but you'll have to trust me on this, that this stock went from 3 cents to all the way up to, well, it actually is, I don't understand what's going on here. It actually got up to 50 odd cents, I think even 58 cents as a high. And now this is a pink sheet stock, excuse me, and this is, we don't have them in Canada, but I guess Crumb's Bake Shop was a fairly big deal in the States. But I read an article, I think even on the weekend, that they basically have gone bankrupt. They've closed all their shops, and that was it. And so this morning, though, this came up on, well, actually it was in the room. People were talking about it in the room, and it had come up on one of my scans that I actually still have for OTC stocks. And so I saw this. Now you have to appreciate that. Imagine this was 3 cents here. There is a huge candle and like I think up to 17 cents, maybe a little pullback, and then up to 30 cents, and it kept going and going and going. It was quite astonishing, and it's something to do with they've partnered up with somebody. I don't know what that means because again, I thought they closed all their stores, but who knows? So when I saw that, I decided to pay a little more attention. I resurrected my OTC scanner, and just to see what was up. And lo and behold, I found this one. And you have to now the crumbs looked a lot like this. Imagine, this was 3 cents down here, and this would be 17, and then up and up. Now, this wasn't quite as dramatic, but I took the trade at 10 cents and got out at 17. And welcome to the world of OTC and pinks, because I mean it just collapsed right after that. Who knows why? I guess the promoters finally sold everything that they wanted to, and just and then just let it collapse. But on the heels of that CRMB, I decided I was going to do one of these. I used to trade this exchange quite a bit years ago, but I really haven't done that for years, quite frankly. So, but I took this, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my scanner for the OTC just sort of on the side, and see if there are any startling ones kind of like this and CRMB in the next little while. And if they are, I'll certainly alert the room to that. Again, it's not for everybody. I'm not saying go out and, you don't go out and buy 100,000 shares or something like this and then hold them. I mean, it's really, really the Wild West. But it worked for me today, and I'll have to see what happens tomorrow. So that's it. Very exciting day, and who knows what tomorrow is going to have. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'd assume maybe a bit of a calming day on Friday, but you never know. So that's it for today for me. Let me just get me back to the covering page. This is the address to get into the room, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.